I don't even know if he wanted me to say it because he's been sworn to secrecy over this. He didn't want this to go on any of the podcasts in Australia, but he's like, fuck, I got a podcast, I can put it on. This is from Andrew Kirby. How Sniper? Welcome to the podcast. This is not for radio. If it's you're only on the free eps, well, welcome back for another week.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We're off. This episode, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we're off after the Rock 2000.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by the legends at Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together since 1775. Jim Beam embodies over 230 years of tradition, making every sip a taste of history. Well, this podcast is going to make a bit of bloody history today.
Fuck, is it what? We've got some cracking war stories. One including how to jerry-rig an acetylene bottle up to a barbecue and what happens when you do.
And an anonymous paramedic as well.
Yeah, a grandmother getting fucking shot point blank in the body with a t-shirt gun.
Unusual turn-on from one bloke with a great turn of phrase that we want to make become mainstream. Also the carny that's peeled out enormous amounts of episodes of Not For Radio while working at a Easter show or whatever.
And we're also going to be letting
Easter.
you know... not Easter.
A
It's just
show.
a fucking A show. We'll also let you know how you can get your hands on a PlayStation 5 after our catch-up with the big dog from Sucker Punch, who is the machine behind Ghost of Yote.
Enjoy the potty.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
There we go. I was actually supposed to read this out earlier in the week.
Yes.
But it didn't happen. So you're lucky if you only listen to the free eps and get amongst this one from the US of motherfucking A. I'm a paramedic and respiratory secretions make me vomit. Oh, you got a battle with this, mate.
She's had a big pizza and a whole big thing of wings for lunch.
See how this goes. Greetings, fellas and
I'm
fellette.
already feeling shitty.
I'd like to remain anonymous today. Yes, you read that right. I am a paramedic and respiratory secretions make me vomit. That's why I tell these tales. My first ever solo patient was a patient who had low oxygen saturation. Basically, she wasn't getting enough air. The facility she was in insisted she had a DNR, do not resuscitate order, and refused to help her. But with a lack of paperwork and by law, I had duty to act. I asked my partner to place an OPA, a curved, rigid piece of plastic, with a flared base between her teeth and into her mouth to protect her tongue and airway while I figured out what the hell was going on.
Those things are fucking crazy. So imagine like a coat hanger. So you would assume, you would assume because of the way that it goes into your mouth that you'd bend it down that way, so following your thing. But you actually put them round the wrong way and then twist them around. It's fucking grim when you put them
What's
on.
it to keep your tongue out of the way or something?
Yeah, holds your tongue up and then you can intubate with a tube that goes straight down it.
Well, she had a gag reflex and and hocked the biggest, greenest, stinkiest loogie I've ever seen straight into the ear. In slow motion, the golf ball sized wad of phlegm floated through the air and landed square on my foot next to the cot, but her oxygen saturation shot up through the roof. She woke up so fucking sweet ass. Another time, I picked up a patient who had chronic nosebleeds. She went to the ER every couple of months to have her nose cauterized and get a blood transfusion. Wow.
That's fucking wild, eh?
Jeez. It was
Some people get, there's a chick I used to work with, a teacher. Whenever she would get hot, she'd get a nosebleed.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
It was a relatively simple transport. You took her vitals while she coughed up blood clots into a vomit bag. She was a sweet lady. I never got to know her, though. I was usually sitting in the jump chair behind the stretcher. I have a trash can strapped to the back of the cot, dry heaving as we drove down the road.
That would be also concerning when a healthcare professional is going, everything's sweet.
How's that new story? Pen cap man wasn't so bad. He had a booger that he couldn't reach, so he stuck a Bic crystal pen cap first up his nose to try and fish it out. The cap came off. His natural solution was to grab a pair of moustache scissors and grab the cap and pull it out. I was called to deal with a sideways pen cap and a nosebleed. He kept digging for gold all the way to the hospital and started bleeding again and again. My partner threatened to put a tampon up his nose if he couldn't keep his finger out of it. After my stomach settled, I had a good laugh at that one.
Apparently, if you put tampons in your nose for a nosebleed, you can split your nose.
Oh, I've done that before.
Have you?
Yeah, at a party when I was about 17. Nose would not stop bleeding, and then one of the girls was like, voila, and I was like, you know what? It's been 35 minutes. I'm up for this. And everyone just took photos of me on old school cameras. There'll be photos of those. Some might have those.
Someone will be doing the 1 hour photo print fucking at the Kmart.
Okay. New story.
Okay, you took a big breath there.
I've always had a ventilator on my ambulance, so I've had all kinds of calls with all manners of lung butter ending up or near me, and damn near end up cleaning up the mess too. Now for the best part, I've had sinus issues my entire life, and apparently I've broken my nose several times, so my own airway is completely fucked. Friday, I had corrective surgery, balloon sinoplasty on all of my sinuses, plus they broke my nose in multiple places to open up my airway. For the next few weeks, I'll be doing sinus flushes and rinsing out blood clots and mucus from my own face to keep the scar tissue from forming. At least they prescribed a nausea medicine. Sorry for the David Logie. Up the wires, keep up the great work.
Shit, that's tough. When they do that. Oh,
jeez. Now, we have a pretty sick prize for you to win. This is for the Sniper Elite only.
This is Josh from the sweaty ass crack of Texas. You're listening to the Jay and Dunc Not For Radio podcast.
I love how he's driving. You hear the car rattling away.
He's driving a fucking pickup.
Yeah, he'd be
freeway.
Like a C10 or something.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday's episode, I had a bloke in that was the head developer for a game called Ghost of Yoti. Yoti. Which looks incredible. Set, I think, in the 1400s in China, in Japan. And it's got like a samurai theme to it, and it's a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it's selling really well. They're calling it the game of the summer, so we're really lucky to have him in.
Yeah, it was awesome because if you are like us and you game from time to time, you have no fucking idea how these things are made. Like where do you start? How do you get into it? Turns out he was basically effectively fucking cloned into this role by his parents. One being an absolute savant coder, the other, his mother being an animation specialist in cartoons. And so obviously it was, when you mix those little bad boys together, you get a fucking game developer.
I'd never have the opportunity to ask someone that is in that line of work all the questions that we got to ask him.
Yeah.
It was bloody fascinating because, you know, they have a concept at the very start. That's an idea in your head and ends up what could be one of the greatest selling PlayStation games of all time.
And if you go all the way back and we kind of talk about this, it's like the first games that you would play, like remember that one, it was like fucking Frogger or Paddle or whatever it was, so you slide the things up and down and bounce a ball round and round and round, and then you get Snake and all those other weird little shit games. And then it evolved to something like Alex the Kid,
remember
Mario Brothers,
Road Rash?
like those ones were starting because it was all sort of 2D. There'd be no turning; they just flip around and face the other way. And Double Dragon, and all those games were great. Golden Axe, fuck, they were awesome. And then it starts to evolve, and then it's Tekken, and you go, well, I can vaguely make out the fucking facial features of that thing made out of triangles.
Yeah.
And then it's now at the point where you've got to go from thinking of something in 2D, as in drawing it, sketching it up, then it becomes 3D, but then to put it into a world, it becomes 4D, and then the different levels of animation
And the storyline
are now at like fucking 5D.
So the gaming industry, 40% of people globally game on a weekly basis, which is an incredible stat. The gaming industry now is bigger than both the music and movie industry combined. So this is like, he is the Rolex when it comes to gaming. He's top tier, top quality stuff. And he actually bought us a PlayStation 5 to give away and the new game as well. So
signed by himself, Ghost of Yoti and a PlayStation 5.
So if you become Sniper Elite, which unlocks half of the episodes, with over half, so another 270 odd episodes or whatever it is, extra episodes, ad free, you can get amongst that. And on Tuesday's episode, we have the keyword that you need to enter for that particular game.
It's a fucking sick game.
And the PlayStation.
Yeah, we'll put the trailer to it in the show notes so that you can actually check it out. It's sick.
So have a go at this. Because I think it's real, and only because of the, like, I know you can do the videos and stuff now, AI videos, but have a listen to the audio. Like, it's absolute fucking chaos after this granny gets blasted.
Ready? Fire it!
Here we go.
Oh, fuck it.
Ha!
Lord have mercy.
She fell! Ha ha!
Ruby, you alright?
Get her up! Get her up! She laughing!
Play it again. Play it one more time.
Fuck, go again.
Ready? Fire it.
Here we go. Oh.
Lord have
Fail. Ha ha.
Ruby,
Get her up. Get her up.
She sits up, but I'm pretty sure rigor mortis is set in instantly.
If that hits her fucking 4 inches high, it crumples her little vacuum cleaner pipe, larynx, and she is fucked.
I mean, we don't. She could still be fucked. We don't know. The T-shirt gun, which we've got here at work, we've taken it to Eden Park, which is the biggest stadium, it's a national stadium here in New Zealand. And we've shot it out at, was that cricket game or something?
Yeah.
I forget what. I think it was a cricket game. And we went there, and the thing goes like fucking 3 stories high. And that grandma's sitting like a metre away from the end of that thing. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to get shot for one of those things. They are really dangerous.
Surprised it didn't go through her.
Yeah. Just left a burning hole.
Fucking paper tears, eh?
You know how the AI video thing, I think is it Soul, or forget what the one that's going berserk at the moment is, which is creating some pretty gnarly stuff. This is the bit where it's funny, where people use it for fun stuff.
Yeah.
And so this morning I saw, because the Great Race, Bathurst is on this coming Sunday, which is V8 supercars going around a fucking hectic racetrack in Australia. It's it really is something that we mark in the calendar and watch every single year.
It's like Christmas.
Teagues is over there at the moment, Showboss Teagues. I went a couple of years ago for the first time ever, and it was just fucking magic. It was just like Bogan Wonderland. This morning I opened up my phone and I was like, I think that one might be AI. Guess who's racing down the back straight, Conrod Straight at Mount Panorama? Stephen Hawkins on his wheelchair. Do you want to see it? I'll try and find it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. I showed Dixie. And it's got all the commentary and shit too. She just go, well, this is the fun bit of the internet. 2 seconds, Tommy. I'm just going to drop this in.
There was there's a bloke here that's
fucking ridiculous.
There's a bloke that we've been meaning to get on the pod. He puts like superbike engines into mobility carts.
Well, that's ridiculous.
And it just fucking hauls.
Okay, just bring it up now. And here we go. Have we got the commentary as well? Quite good.
He's up the inside of the Commodore. Hawking's gone past the Holden like it's standing still.
Listen to that little motor sing, mate. Sparks off the footplate and he's charging.
Unbelievable. The professor is into the top dozen hunting the Falcon now, and he's got momentum up Mountain Straight.
Fucking ridiculous, eh? But this is the, remember this time, because this is the time before it gets political and you've got all these celebrities saying outrageous things and you just won't be able to make sense of it. Like people are using it for fun shit now. Within 6 months, it will be scary.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're there now. We've arrived
everything
there.
you can do with that bloke on the wheelchair, hissing down, doing drag strips or race car tracks, Stephen Hawkins, go hard on him right now.
We have...
Is he still alive?
I don't know if he was. I don't think he was. There is... It's the ultimate... Obviously, there's lots of bad stuff that comes with...
Oh, no, he died back in 2018.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad stuff that comes with AI and that. But it does give you a few get-out-of-jail-frees. You can be like, fuck off, that's not me. Someone's windmilling their dick at a whole fucking school bus full of people. That's not me.
Classic Jay Reeves already thought about the wriggle room.
Exactly. If nudes... AI. That's a deep fake. Yeah.
Deep fake,
and
mate.
Instantly get out of it.
I got a way bigger pecker. Someone shrunk it down.
Do you think if I was gonna AI myself, I'd give myself that smaller dick?
Can I just actually Curb from Two Flogs podcast, absolute stellar human. We'll catch up with him this weekend actually. He was he's just sent us a war story which we're gonna read out tomorrow on the podcast. But it was his birthday a couple of days back, and he got himself a fucking massive T-bone steak, and he was like, "Look at the size of this thing." I was like, "Mad girth," and he goes, "That's what she said." I was like, "No, she didn't. Not about me anyway." And he goes, "Nah, same. I got a leather button on a fur coat," and I pissed straight at the trough. Leather button on a fur coat. Fuck, it made me giggle.
His wife is so lovely, and we were talking about this when we after the Rock 2000 we were back at Knuckles' little palatial pad smashing piss, and it was like we're looking around the room, and there wasn't a single person, and ourselves included, that aren't just massive fuck ups that our partners have to deal with. Like shit, they have to mop some stuff up.
Yeah, but it was one of those nights where you're not trying to rein anything in. You're letting full fuck up flop out.
Yeah, but still, it'd be. Imagine every day. Oh, now that we've talked about it on the pod before. I don't know if it was on a Sniper Leader or if it was just on a chat that we had with him. But he went in for some lending to build a podcast studio underneath his place and said it was a fucking like a Red Room sex dungeon. And so that's what they put on the loan application.
So he left a bit out because his missus was there.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck, she doesn't actually know this yarn. And so she's just...
When he was saying, I can see him, he was getting real fucking twitchy in his seat, just sitting in here. I was like, oh, fuck.
He was like, oh, fuck, she doesn't even know about that. So it was a gag, and he was talking to his mate about, getting lending or whatever. And this is for her podcast as well. So they're putting one under their house that makes sense. And he was telling his mate who had teed up the mortgage broker. He was being like, man, I'm just going to fucking say it's for a sex dungeon. People buy that shit all the time. They're going to lend money. I've got equity in my house. It's sweet. They'll just give it to me sort of thing. And his mate was cracking up, but that's what he fucking put on the application. And then it got denied. It's like big blowback. And he gets a phone call from his mate. He's like, I didn't actually think you were going to fucking do it. And he was like, yeah, bro. And he's like, fuck's sake. So then his mate had to call back the mortgage broker and fucking sweet talk him and try and reverse out of it. So there was a big clusterfuck that happened after he put it through. And she didn't know. Like, they almost didn't get lending. It was like... Anyway, she's found out now. Do we... Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Maybe we finish on his war story today. I actually haven't pre-read it, but I do see he sent it through. I'm going to give it to you to read last.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your weirdest turn-on? Actually, I regret asking that. I was just trying to segue into the next bit that you've got there.
Do you really want to fucking pick that scab?
So this bloke here is off a great Instagram account called, is it Playboy or Payboy Gaming?
Yeah.
Payboy, I think.
Payboy Gaming.
Okay.
If you are in certain parts of New Zealand, you will come across... this is almost like a dialect of the English language. It's like a hybrid New Zealand accent, I guess. Like you go to different parts. Very cultured, just as you head around different parts of Italy and Spain. They have, the same language. They're still speaking Italian. They're still speaking Spanish, but there's a different dialect. Now, this is a certain dialect of of New Zealand, just to educate those that are abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more tantalising and beautiful than a female just ripping a fucking patero right in front of you. That's a big yes for me. I'm like, ooh, I might lean forward and, have a little bit of a niff. Hey, lean forward and have a little bit of a niff. Bit of a sniff.
And just so a patero, for those people that don't know, is a fart in Māori, basically. So that's the word that they use for a fart. But as he's saying this, he is running a full double garage gap in the front, zero ivory up top, and he is mopping up a plate of tomato sauce with a fucking white bun.
Have you seen what's on his platter in front of him? One of the great beige platters.
Just play it again. There's so much to unpack from this. It's great.
Nothing more tantalising and beautiful than a female just ripping a fucking patero right in front of you. That's a big yes for me. I'm like, ooh, I might lean forward and, have a little bit of a niff. Hey, lean forward and have a little bit of a niff. Bit of a sniff.
Oh my God.
If there's anything that you can take away from today's pod, it's just to fucking bring niff into everyday language. Wherever you are in the world, just go, oh, geez, that looks pretty tasty. Can I have a bit of a niff? Oh, yeah, just another little niff, thanks. We just
double niff it on the second one.
Is that you, babe? Oh, geez, you smell delicious. Can I have a niff? Fucking hell.
That guy's a legend.
Yeah, big old beige basket in front of him. It's great stuff. That looks delicious. Shit, I wouldn't mind that, actually.
Hey, if you're new to the podcast, welcome.
Yeah.
Always new people joining, so I'm wary of, saying good day to the new people listening or watching the podcast. Well, there was a message that popped up on our Sniper's Nightmare Facebook group, which there's a couple of 100,000 people that listen to the podcast on there, and it's just the fucking best place on the internet. And the good thing about it is everyone sends through posts, and for the most part, Teagues, sometimes myself, releases these posts. So that's our way of keeping the feed in check, and people just fucking love getting amongst it. And
it is endless.
Yeah,
it is fucking endless. It is the most unenviable job, I would say, just because of sheer volume.
I think there's over 1,000 posts sitting there at the moment.
Oh, plus pending, yeah.
Yeah, and so you've got to clear them, and sometimes we won't put posts through, and people are like, why do I post? It's like, fuck knows, mate. There was fucking 997 posts. I looked at it go, dunno, because you just have to peel through it. Anyway, there's often feedback on the podcast on the page that we will release, and this one was a couple of days back from Lambert. He said, just wanted to ask where the most not suitable for public time to continuously listen to Not For Radio is for you. I love that there is no judgment here, so here we go. I've just finished 8 days of working at the local Royal Show, the annual farming show, often accompanied by what people call carny folk. And no, I don't have small hands, but I do smell like the devil's lettuce. I've been face painting for 27 years, and all during this year's show I've continuously had the podcast going. I went from episode 297 to 407. I had to stop painting sometimes and also replayed stories to other workers when customers weren't around. Love the podcast, love the page, and love you all for just being you.
Fuck, that's what a... And just once again, things just happen and you don't really think too much of it. At some point in time, 27 years ago, that person goes, face painting's a bit of me. That's where I'm going to fucking stake my claim.
Yeah.
Imagine how many times that person has been fucking breathed upon. You are in the zone at all times.
That'd be worse for getting AIDS from people, like the flu and stuff, than
AIDS. AIDS is
from face painting.
airborne.
Nah, for airborne AIDS. That's basically coronavirus. Than working at a daycare. They fucking could chalk up 100 kids in close vicinity in one day. He or she, I don't know.
It'd be the fucking full petri dish.
Oh, and also Lambert said, just want to say I only had an earbud in, so I could hear the kids talk to me. So one earbud in, listen to the crook of shit out, and then just do a real wholesome day job while you're baked off your face.
I wonder if anybody, you know how they play classical music in surgeries when doctors are performing fucking life-changing surgical events. I wonder if a doctor has been conducting a surgery whilst listening to the podcast. I wonder if anybody has listened to the podcast whilst at the bottom of the sea in a dive bell.
I know a doctor, true story, that was doing brain surgery and at that time was listening to the Black Album from Metallica, whilst that'd be they'd be counting all the fucking scalp wounds and whatever, and everyone's getting there, the Black Album we playing, he'd be getting himself in the zone. This is a long time ago. He'd also duck outside to have darts, mid-brain surgery after a few hours deep or whatever.
What a ledge.
Listening to Metallica Black Album and nicked in some sort of vein or something. And
not so ledge.
Well, the end of the story is the person was fine, so it's fine. But he did nick this vein, and he was bobbing his head to the Metallica song, nicked the vein, had one of those plastic face mask things that goes up over your face, and then just couldn't see anything apart from red. The whole fucking face mask got covered in red. He's like, whoa!
Shit.
Yeah, hell of a soundtrack. So people probably have, but it's probably more ingrown toenail surgery and shit. No, I don't think people listen to this podcast while doing brain surgery.
You often, there's, who was it? There's a surgeon that did my mate's back, and he's, it must be a fucking neurosurgeon. So there's people that kind of cobble together back surgeons. This is from my understanding anyway. You want a neurosurgeon because there's so much neurological damage that can be done in a back surgery, which fucking just absolutely fucks you. Anyway, so this guy's the best, but he literally looks like he's off the fucking Addams Family. He is pale white and has slicked black. There's a fashion designer, I can't remember his name, who he looks really similar to. just a real ghoulish looking character. Never smiles, but is the fucking man. Like, I just wonder what it would be like to be in a surgery with that sort of operator, because apparently he says fuck all, so very sort of one-man bandish, very hand movementy stuff. And that reminded me of, because you go, there are people that do this job and they walk among us, you know. We were over in LA for a music awards, and we ended up at this massive after party, and then there's like a fucking kick on after the after party and after party. There's a hotel over there called the Chateau Marmont, where it's a fairly relatively well-known place. We were partying back at this joint, and it was like the sun was coming up, and there was all sorts of debaucherous shit that you could imagine that would be going on. And this guy that I've been chatting to, and I'd never asked him what he did for a job, chopping piss, fucking blitzing it, like absolutely blitzing. He goes, rightio, one for the road, shall we? And just fucking absolutely hit this humongous Arctic caterpillar and then fucked off. He goes, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. And I was like, fuck, that bloke's going to work. I wonder what he does. And I go, he's one of the leading plastic surgeons in Hollywood.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh,
This
that's
thing looked
too
like
good.
fucking Yeti's finger.
Fucking yeah, nah. Yeah.
Welcome to Not For Radio.
Okay, we've got a little bit of time left. I want you to squeeze in that final war story. So this is, I don't even know if he wanted me to say it, because he's been sworn to secrecy over this. He didn't want this to go on any of the podcasts in Australia, but he's like, fuck, I've got a podcast, I can put it on. This is from Andrew Kirby.
I was going to say, are we going to leave his name out of it?
Not anymore.
Bleep, bleep. The two blokes who hump sheep. I grew up with Dad being
That's
my
us,
hero.
That's us. We're New Zealanders.
I grew up with my dad being my hero. Nothing this bloke couldn't do. He was a fireman for a long time. He built old Holdens. He built houses for our family. He's still going strong at 73 on job sites. Nothing this bloke can't do, sort of bloke. Like, he's a fucking jack of all trades. And like most old mans from his generation, he loved a wood-fired barbecue. And every house he has owned, he has built a bomb shelter type structure in the backyard that would survive a nuclear attack. The thing's fucking huge. Greek guys used to come over and marvel at them. That's how fucking good they are.
It's like a coliseum. It's the cooking coliseum.
The last one he built prior to the great barbecue explosion of 94 was the mecca of brick barbecues. This thing was fucking huge. The best part of the story is that he built it from bricks that he borrowed from a house being built next door.
Just weirdly the same colour as the house next door.
Which,
One wall didn't get bricked on the house.
which, funnily enough, was exactly a pallet and a half bricks short of completing the house. And he didn't even fucking try and hide the fact. Nah, he built it on the fence line with the house. And then argued with the neighbour that he got them from a brickyard. The neighbours, who were fucking blowing up. Ray Charles could clearly see that the old cunt had stole their bricks, but he held firm. You could... You could see where he'd wheelbarrowed them from their house to ours. But he was a fucking lunatic, and they quickly realised the brick stealer from next door was not to be fucked with, as he had a bit on. This thing was highly over-engineered.
Fuck, this is good.
This thing was highly over-engineered, double bricked with an 8-foot chimney, solid steel plate. However, there was one design fault, and that was that he ran out of bricks, bracket, due to the neighbours clearly being onto him and fucking hiding them. He could only single brick the back of the barbecue. This was the eventual downfall of this fallout bunker of a barbecue. Plenty of Sunday barbecues were spent around this thing. Neighbours were never invited, though. Now, Dad was an extremely volatile fella, prone to explosions when things didn't go right. We gave him a fucking wide berth when he started to fire up, and on this fateful Sunday, he had a particular hankering for a steak. So he prepped all the meat, Mum made all the salads, it was going to be on. Now this barbecue was a first for Dad as he'd built this one as a gas barbecue, not the wood-burning one.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
As he was moving with the times, as he said, in actual fact, he knocked off a barbecue from a few doors down the road. He's a fucking magpie. He knocked off a barbecue from a few doors down the road when they moved out and needed to get rid of the evidence. So he used the hot plate and the burners from it and wheeled it back down late one night. He got all the set up and there was no gas in the bottle. He had 3 bottles and they were all fucking empty. He started to tick. In those days, nothing was open on a Sunday and we clearly couldn't borrow one off the neighbours because he'd stole all their shit. He fucking exploded, stormed off to his ute and came back with an acetylene bottle and a handful of brass fishing. Oh, fuck me.
He's making a bomb.
So, for the uninitiated, acetylene is used to like fucking gas axe shit and braise things. It's like hotter than the surface of the sun. He jerry-rigged it to the barbecue host, and now I'm a teenager at this time, but even I fucking knew enough to know that this was not a good idea. I risked my life by telling him, hey Dad, I think this is a bad idea, to which I was told promptly to get inside with the fucking woman and make a salad. Mum was asking questions and I said, close the door, Mum. The old man hit the ignition. Mum was asking questions and as I said, close the door, Mum, the old man hit the ignition. Do you remember the Simpsons episode where Bart put a wildly shaken can of Duff in the fridge on April Fool's Day, and when Homer opened it, the whole house exploded? Once the smoke cleared and the flames died down, what was left was this. Dad, flat on his back, fucking smouldering. The roof blown clean off the patio. The barbecue at the front perfectly intact. However, the single skin lining in the back of the barbecue and the fucking massive chimney was completely missing. The best part was it all fucking landed on the neighbour's driveway, basically where he'd stolen them from. Oh, fuck. The hot plate shot straight up went through the patio roof. He was fucking lucky to survive, to be honest, and he eventually rebuilt it. Yes, he indeed stole new bricks from a site up the road, but it was rebuilt as a wooden burning barbecue, and the gas has not been used since. I wish this was the only yarn of the time Dad almost killed us, but it's fucking not. Go long, go hard, and up the motherfucking Wa Dragons.
Yes.
Whew.
Ceasefire, snipers! Today's top marksman has been selected. The war story of the day goes to...
It's 100% going to Curb.
Fucking hell.
Fuck, that
What's
got me.
actually going to Curb's Dad?
Yeah.
the big magpie.
They get him on the podcast quite a bit. The Two Flogs podcast is actually a very hard case. Oh my gosh. It wasn't even the yarn I thought he was going to send through. The other one's fucking just as hectic and it's completely different. So no doubt that'll come at some stage.
That's glorious.
Go on, you Buster. Absolute legend. That'll do it for today's podcast. Thank you very much for listening. I want to say a massive thanks to the episode sponsors, who of course are Jim Beam from Backyard Get-Togethers to post-match bevies. Raise a glass to good times and great company with a bourbon that's best enjoyed together. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together since 1795. Reminder, you can, like I said in the middle of the episode, you can unlock basically double the amount of episodes that you've got for free by becoming Sniper Elite. Someone was like, you need to explain that what you're charging for the podcast in the UK is £4, which is fucking nothing. So anybody that's not on it in the UK, it's £4 fucking quid. It's fucking nothing.
What can you buy for £4 these days?
Fuck all. So if you would like to
get us.
And it's
which roughly equates to fuck all.
And you get them ad free as well. So that's the best way to support us to continue doing this absolute fucked podcast. Have a great rest of your day. Go well, go long.
And otherwise.